Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to TMFIA Reviews. My name is 97 Johnny Boy. I'm here with my co-host.
Gravedigger Griffin, what's up?
Today we're reviewing first time reviewing just a whole season of an entire series that just popped up on Netflix in celebration of the new DC film Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice. We're reviewing the Batman series, which came out in I think it was, what?
2007?
Yeah, 2007, I believe. So, this show was a little bit catered towards younglings, a little bit.
Yeah, it's more kids.
Yeah, which I've had cartoons where it's obviously a cartoon and it's like on Cartoon Network or something, but it was still okay. Like the Clone Wars, it's not nearly as, I don't want to say kiddie, but it's not nearly as kiddie as this here. Like, a lot of the times I felt like kind of cringing up whenever something just kind of happened here in this show. But, like, it was okay. Like, I finally felt an interest into the story at the very end of the first season. Which, I hope Kyler and I will be able to get to the end of the second review the other seasons. How many seasons are there?
There's like 5.
5? Awesome. Okay, on the first episode, pretty much, well, there's the Batman, and the Joker just pretty much debuts, and do you want to say anything notable of the first episode, I guess?
Well, in this one, he just like basically comes out of nowhere, right?
Yeah, like nothing, he just kind of came out of nowhere. It was a whole deal with the Arkham Asylum, and he had some weird...
That's right, he checked himself in there.
Yeah, and he's got some weird dreads going on as well.
Yeah, I didn't like the haircut.
Yeah, I don't like his haircut in here. The voice actor was really good.
Yeah, he's decent.
And I don't know, he had some like weird kung fu fighting moves in here as well. I remember when they were fighting on the giant balloon, which they pretty much had this exact same thing going on in the 1989 Batman with Michael Keaton. Which, so first episode was pretty good. I liked it. And then the second episode, where we got some thugs here bitching about the Batman. And then they're gonna hire Bane to take care of Bootman.
Yep.
So I'm gonna go ahead and say what I thought of his representation of Bane. He had this giant red, it seemed like a suit over his, like it looked like a combat suit for Bane, which kind of interests me because it looked like a combat suit with this serum venom where you could just press a button and he could just fucking Hulk up immediately whenever he's ready for battle. But I'm not too sure what it was, so if you have a better, I guess, speculation of what it was.
His suit was... It was basically like a full-body unitard. Like, except more armored.
Yeah, that's what I thought of it. I liked how you could just press a button, and you could just, this serum would just immediately run to him, and just, like you could
that
see,
was
like
crazy.
on the, yeah, I like that. It was pretty cool. It was different. It was like a red suit.
I kind of wished it was green.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like it was different, really different. It reminded me of a Ben 10 kind of fucking monster or whatever.
Okay, I think I know what you mean.
Yeah, so pretty much what happened, Bane beat the shit out of Batman, and he was like MIA for like 3 weeks or so, which was really interesting because you think of Batman, he's indestructible and never has to heal, but he's like sitting in a bed, like just in a hospital bed at his mansion for weeks, watching on the news as Bane just fucks shit up. It's like, well, damn, I guess I just gotta watch him fuck shit up. Yeah. And then finally the Batman returns to save the day in a giant mech suit called the Batbot, which was really interesting. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's the thing he's going to use in Dawn of Justice to kick Superman's ass.
Really, that's awesome. The Batbot. I like that.
Except
And this
like,
episode,
the Batbot.
the third episode, I really didn't care for with the Penguin. Whatever Cobblepot comes to the mansion with, and gets kicked out of the Wayne Mansion, and then Alfred is having his feud with the Cobblepot family because they're dicks, or they were dicks years ago, when his ancestors served his ancestors or whatever. But pretty much Penguin was going to rebuild the Cobblepot Empire by using birds to go out and steal items from people. Yeah, I didn't really care for this episode.
Ooh, the minions and all that was interesting.
Yeah, I like the two minions with the little Wolverine claws going on there, but other than that, it was just kind of like, man, this is some really wacky Penguin stuff right now.
Yeah.
And then episode 4, we get a jealous scientist. Pretty much, he works at Wayne Industries, and Wayne Industries thinking about giving him the boot. And then he takes the serum pretty much and becomes the gross monster called the ManBat. Yep, and their detective Yang or Yang Ling something with
Yin John.
yes, Yim, with one of Bruce's very good friends, Ethan, detective just Ethan, I think. I don't remember his last name, but they were suspicious of Bruce Wayne here. But episode 5, Mr. Freeze debuts. In this episode, I know they used a Star Wars blaster sound. I know it for a fact. I cannot believe that they're still doing weather one-liners because they're so fucking absurd after the 1997 Batman. Pretty much like Mr. Freeze just kicks the shit out of Batman, and he's like, all right, well, I'm gonna make my giant dome like compound in broad daylight, and he just goes to a Gotham Park and just turns it into ice wasteland, and the cops launch like a full-scale attack, but eventually Batman returns to save the day with this like new improved weather suit for heavy
terrain,
Arctic terrain and everything like that. So that was pretty interesting to see that they had to go out and adjust his tech, because I think the show did a really good job of kind of like showing off like, well, Wayne, he's got a lot of money and he's pretty fucking smart, and he can pretty much build anything he wants to use to his advantage. So he's gonna go into a battle and test out the villain and just get his ass kicked a little bit there as well, and then eventually create a new combat device to take on that villain, which kind of is the moral of the whole season story. I wouldn't say show because I haven't watched it, but it seems like that's the moral of the story with a lot of these episodes. But I really like the episode 5 with Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, it was a good episode. I mean, it was well thought of.
Yeah. I mean, what did you think of Mr. Freeze?
I liked how he exacted his revenge on both of the two who fucked him up. Like, the hobo and Batman.
Oh, yeah, the fucking hobo. I forgot about that. So, it does like a flashback, and he looks, and a hobo gets in his way, so he crashes his car during a bank heist as just Victor Freeze, like F-R-I-E-S or whatever, and then it shows him post Mr. Freeze thing where he's got the deformities, and he's actually an Iceman kind of guy. And then he sees the same hobo just like chilling again, and he just freezes him. And he's like, okay, bye. Just freezes him. And then, episode 6, we get Batman meets Catwoman. She burglarizes a couple places. She really racist representation of a Japanese villain that Catwoman tries to steal from, but she eventually failed and whatnot, and she stole Batman's utility belt, and she went to go back to the Japanese villain's compound and steal it again, but she failed, so Batman and her had to escape the place and whatnot, and so their feud is kind of starting, but obviously there's tension, and they're attracted to each other. And you get your generic Catwoman and Batwoman. Batman, not Batwoman stuff. What'd you think of episode 6?
I liked how you said Batwoman.
Well, is that the only thing you liked about it?
Well, it was kind of clever how she got his belt and used the remote-controlled Batarang.
Oh, fuck, I forgot about that. Yeah, talk about all the chaos she created.
Yeah, like in the Batcave, using the Batbot.
Yeah, with the Bluetooth settings on there, right?
Yeah.
I forgot.
She used like 2 other things. I think she used like a boat and then like the Batwing.
Yeah, she fucked up a lot of shit. She was just fucking around on the belt. She's like, what does this do? And like a bunch of vehicles were going batshit crazy, and Wayne's freaking the fuck out. Okay, so episode 7, Firefly makes his debut. He is some witty guy who has a jetpack and uses a flamethrower kind of guy.
I think there was only like one thing I liked in that episode, John.
What?
The fact that he almost completely and totally fucked Batman shit up.
I like how kind of that there was a scandal with GothCorp thing. Like, I kind of enjoyed that, and I also enjoyed how he's pretty much Heatwave, but with a jetpack.
Yeah.
Batman pretty much just stops Firefly out of a research building. Batman must uncover the hidden truth behind GothCorp trying to do some good, trying to cover up some scandals. Firefly is actually the man behind the bad shit that is going on at GothCorp. So GothCorp is plummeting, whatever, and Wayne Enterprises or Industries can succeed. Is it Enterprises or Industries?
Wayne Industries.
Okay, I figured it was Industries.
Or no, hang on. I think it's Enterprise. Fuck.
I'll move on to episode 8. If you need to figure that out, then do it right now.
I am going to do that right fucking now.
Episode 8. Oh yeah, okay. I completely forgot about it. All right, some midgets dressed up as food characters randomly assault some guy, throw him in a dumpster, and a trash can or a trash vehicle comes by, like a garbage truck, and picks up the dumpster and takes him away. And then they kidnap a pianist, and both guys apparently previously worked together. It was a huge scandal. They used to work on a show together, and a little kid got fucked over. And pretty much it's like 30 years later, and there's this giant, fat little boy, child living in the basement. And this was really fucking lame, in my opinion.
Don't forget about like how he got fat, dude. All those candy bars, the lifetime supply.
That he didn't win, but somehow played into his story somehow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it. It should have been like, oh, well, the winner receives a full college education for the next 10 years, and the loser receives unlimited lifetime supply of candy bars, and that would have obviously gave a reason why. It's like, now look at me, I'm fat as fuck, because you guys made me lose. Yeah, so he put them all, like, above a platform below acid, and they're like, well, if I guess, like, 3 questions correctly, then you get dropped into the pit of acid, and then Batman's like, yo, fuck you, fatty, and he kicked Fatty's ass, and this fucker's huge. I'm surprised he didn't have like his kidneys were still functioning. Apparently, he had been dead as fuck.
I bet you his organs could not be like measured in like any form of regular measurement.
Episode 9, man with split personality has a dummy, and that's all you need to know. Skip this episode if you must. Did you watch the episode with the dummy?
I did.
What'd you think of it?
It was funny.
Now, was it funny? You wanna? Oh, is it because of the fucking puns between the dummy and the guy holding the dummy?
Well, Batman's just like basically thinking to himself and looking at this dude like, what the fuck is he doing?
Yeah, I really didn't care for that episode though.
You didn't?
No, not really. Like, it's just kind of like, it's like, okay, like he's got a dummy. Like, this is okay, I guess. Excuse me. Okay, we got episode 10. The Joker escapes from Arkham Asylum and pretty much kills the judge that sentenced him, and he attacks Batman with a giant pogo stick.
He didn't kill him.
Oh, he was going to kill him. He froze him, pretty much, and stole him. I forgot that he tried to kill him later on. Sorry.
Tornado, you gotta watch that, episode again. He was still alive. He wasn't frozen. He was just trapped in a card.
Oh, well, I thought they were frozen in the card or whatever.
No, he could see and all that.
Really? Okay. Because and many times they're like, well, you're going to be frozen inside the card. Like, maybe I was just a figure of speech, not literally frozen. That's so weird. Just in a giant card. Batman, and he figured out the Joker with a pogo stick wasn't actually Joker. He was just from one of the staff from the Arkham Asylum, and Batman eventually heads there, and then Joker tricks Batman and locks him in his own cell and leaves. And then pretty much the Joker is going to kidnap everyone who did him wrong. But interesting little part here, when Batman was stuck in the cell, he's trying to get out, and one of the orderlies come by and sees that's Batman. He's like, oh fuck, I need to call the police. So he goes by, calls the cops, and Detective Yin and Ethan come by, and they look in the cell. And the Batman had to use some of the makeup that the Joker gave to the first staff to go dress up and use the pogo stick. He took that makeup, and he had to all act like the Joker, which that was a little interesting little thing there.
Don't forget the wig and the eyes.
Yeah, he had to wear the wig and the eyes and the gross teeth. Interesting. But pretty much Joker tied everyone down who did him wrong in a giant theater, but Batman stops them and saves the day. Apparently the Joker was just going to throw each individual person
into the water.
Yeah, that's I don't know. I just grab a gun, you know, and just start shooting people. But he's like, I'm going to put you in this giant card, and that will throw you into the ocean one by one. And there's like 80, or not 80, maybe like 20 people.
The power of all of them can overpower him.
Yeah, they really could. But thank God he's got that sticky floor, you know.
Yeah, I guess.
Fuck, this next episode was pretty lame, if I remember it. Oh, wait, no, it wasn't. It was okay. Okay, return. We got episode 11. We got a little penguin going on. His birds are still stealing from people, and he's using his helicopter cane to get away. But red ninjas showing up again to save Penguin from Batman. Penguin gets angry at Bruce News Report because he's got the looks, he's got the money. And then, what happened here again? Well, pretty much the end of the episode, the Joker's back, and he kidnaps Ethan, and he shoots a giant rubber load onto Ethan, and so he's all
Joker
rubberized.
Basically, like Joker during this episode made like a Joker putty that like turned anything solid into like
a rubberized solid, I guess.
Yeah, basically.
And he shot Ethan, Detective Ethan, with it, and then at the end of the episode, Ethan looks in the mirror and he melts.
Clayface.
Yes, he melts into the dreaded Clayface, and he can't talk. And episode 12, we get the aftermath of that. He turns into Clayface. He turns into a giant, slimy, gray humanoid monster with green eyes. Police attack Clayface. Clayface tries to attack the police chief. Batman stops him, and they fight for a bit. But they eventually they meet up for a couple times, fighting. But Detective Yin eventually stops him, and her and Batman eventually stop Ethan. And I was just kind of thinking here, it's like, you know what, like, at this point, I would reveal my identity to stop my friend and be like, hey, it's me, I am Batman.
But that wouldn't be the Batman.
Yeah, that would not be the Batman. So, that wraps up the first season of the Batman. I've gotten into probably 5 episodes of Season 2, and I'm liking it a lot more than Season 1. I really like the Killer Croc episode. With Ron Perlman voicing him, but you know, war never changes.
Yeah, this is true, but remember, can't say too much. That's just for another time.
Yep. So we will most likely be back for a review of season 2. But thank you guys so much for watching. You can go down in the description, and you could go over to Kyler's channel. He's got a lot of stuff going on, and we should have some more stuff going on. I believe we're just gonna go ahead and keep going with this thing we're calling DC Week, with a bunch of DC animated movie reviews and whatnot, and this show review and some gameplay, and we're working on something very special. It could be a sequel to a special something.
Maybe.
And you can go ahead and follow me on Twitter at 97JohnBoy. You can also follow
And you guys
Kyler.
can follow me on Twitter at GravediggerG, guys.
Oh, really? I'm going to write that down. I'm going to go ahead and follow you, man.
Oh, do it.
You got some sweet
Sweet
tweets?
teats, yeah.
Sweet teats. Alright, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and make sure to follow Kyler's Sweet Teats.